Well, good morning, children. Good morning, children. Good morning, Krusty. Good morning. So, Krusty, what's new with you? Anything to report to the kids today? Yep. You're going to really be excited about this one. I have a new project. Oh, what's that, Krusty? We'd all love to hear. Well, I'm building a time machine. You're building a time machine? Yep. We got a new refrigerator, and I took the refrigerator box after we took the refrigerator out of the box, and I painted it all nice colors, and I put on some buttons, and I put on some little knobs and levers, and I brought my stool that I used to go up to the sink to wash my hands, and I put that inside for a chair, and I'm building a time machine. And when it's done, I'm gonna go backward and forward through time. If I want to, I can go back 100 years to when my grandfather was born, or if I feel like it, I can go ahead 100 years to when my little grandchildren will be born. Oh wow, Krusty, that sounds really exciting. Well, is there a special reason why you built a time machine? Yes, there is. The reason I built the time machine. Promise not to tell. I promise. Okay. The reason I'm building a time machine really is because I'm going to go back in time 2,000 years. 2,000 years? Well, that would be about the time that Jesus was on earth. That's right. Well, then, oh, I guess you want to go and see Jesus and all the work that he did. Well, I do, but I have another reason. I'm going to go back in time, and I'm going to find those guys who were mean to Jesus, and I'm going to take them out of the picture. I'm going to bring them away so that they won't bother Jesus. Oh, Krusty, you're going to do that? You're going to take away the guys who were mean to Jesus? That's right. Well, Krusty, do you know what's going to happen if you take away the guys who were mean to Jesus so that nobody's mean to Jesus? Yes, I do. If I take away those mean guys, then Jesus will have a happy life, and he'll live to be like 99 years old, and he can get married and have little kids and get a job at Home Depot or something. Well, Krusty, I know you're saying that because you love Jesus, and so you're upset about those guys who were mean to Jesus. That's right. But Krusty, do you really know what's going to happen if nobody's mean to Jesus? What if nobody was mean to him? Well, yeah, like I said, he'll be happy. Well, but Krusty, if if you change the past so that nobody's mean to Jesus, then you and I won't be able to go to heaven, and the little kids here either. Well, why? What do you mean? Because, Krusty, you would be changing God's big plan. You see, Krusty, God had a big plan, and in part of that plan, Jesus had to have people who were mean to him. Well, why? Because, Krusty, Jesus came to take away our sins, and he came to die so that he can take away our sins, to die on the cross, Krusty. Oh, well, that's right. That's true. I forgot about that. And so, Krusty, if nobody's mean to Jesus, then nobody's going to put him on the cross. And if Jesus doesn't die on the cross, then our sins are not forgiven. And if our sins are not forgiven, then we don't go to heaven. Oh, that's right. That's right. So then it was necessary for Jesus to die on the cross. That's right, Krusty. So do you want to hear the rest of the story? Last week we talked about the Last Supper that Jesus ate with his friends. Okay, so tell me what happened. So they all ate that Last Supper together, and it was the last meal, and so Jesus was really glad to share some bread and wine with his friends. And then they all sang a hymn together, like we do at church, right? We sing a hymn together. That's right, they sang a hymn. And then they all went out together to the garden where they often used to meet together during the 3 years. Okay, to a garden. And the garden's name was Gethsemane. Gethsemane. No, not Gethsemane. Gethsemane. Okay. So they went to a garden. So then what? Okay, so when they got to the garden, Krusty, Jesus was feeling really, really sad, and his heart was heavy. His heart was heavy. How come? Because Jesus knew what was going to happen to him that night. Oh, man. So what did Jesus do? So Jesus said to his friends, he had his 12 friends, and he said to 9 of them, you wait here, and I'm going to go a little bit further. And he took 3 of his friends, and then he said to his friends, James and John and Peter, would you stay right here and pray for me? And I'm going to go over there near that tree, and you stay here and pray to help me because I'm really sad. Okay, so that's what they did, right? So John and Peter and James, they prayed for Jesus because his heart was heavy. Well, they started to pray for him, but what? But then they fell asleep. Oh, that happens to me sometimes. I'll be lying in bed praying, and then suddenly it's morning because I fell asleep before I finished praying. Yeah, well, that's what happened. They wanted to pray for him, but they didn't. And Jesus came back and he saw they were asleep. And then he felt really sad because he was alone being sad. Oh yeah, when you're sad, it's bad. But when you're sad and you're alone being sad, that's even worse. That's right. So Jesus went back and so he talked to his Father by himself. Oh, so Jesus talked to his Father. That's God the Father, right? That's right. Jesus was very, very close with his Father, and he always talked to his Father. But this night he asked his Father something very special. What did he say? Well, he said, Father, is there some other way that we can do besides this way to save people from their sins? Oh, and so the Father found an easier way for Jesus, right? So that he wouldn't have to suffer and die. No. The Father was quiet. And so Jesus said, Father, your will be done. Well, what does that mean? Well, that means that Jesus said, okay, if there's no easy way that I can take away the people's sins, then I'm willing to do it the hard way. Oh, Jesus was very good, wasn't he? Didn't run away. That's right. And then suddenly Jesus heard something in the dark in the garden. Coyotes, I know. I've been out in the dark sometimes and you hear coyotes and oh. No, Krusty, it wasn't coyotes. It was the sound of men coming. Oh, some people were coming towards Jesus. Yes, they were coming for Jesus. Oh, I know why they were coming for Jesus. These were men who had a friend who was blind or his legs didn't work and they wanted help, right, to heal them. No. These men were coming to arrest Jesus. Arrest? What does it mean to arrest Jesus? It means these men were coming to take Jesus and grab him away and throw him in the jail, in the prison. Why did Jesus do something wrong that you didn't tell me? No, Krusty. Jesus didn't do anything wrong. These were the people who were being mean to Jesus. So he didn't do nothing wrong and they're going to put him in the prison? That's not fair. I don't like it when things are not fair. That's right, Krusty. It's not fair. But Jesus did that for our sins because he knew that this was his night that he was going to have to die for our sins. Oh, now my heart is heavy. But, well, I'm still mad at those guys who were mean to Jesus. And maybe I'll go somewhere else in my time machine. But I'm very happy that Jesus didn't run away and that he was willing to do it the hard way when there was no easy way. Yes, and he did that so that we and all these kiddies out here, we can all go to heaven because Jesus took away our sins when he died on that cross. Oh, Patty, I'm such a mixed up mixture of feelings. But anyway, I have to go back home now and work on my time machine. And maybe I'll go to another time period and I won't mess with God's plan. Well, that's a good idea, Krusty. So that's all for now. I think that was a lot of stuff for today. Well, it was. And so I will say adieu to all you children and to you, Patty. And we'll see you next time then. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, kids.